Hey guys, so I noticed that a lot of people were wanting to try to do the out of bounds glitch, but were getting frustrated with how to actually do it. So I thought I'd give a more in-depth view on how to actually trigger out of bounds, what to do, placement, and so on. More or less, a lot of people think that it's a magic pixel that you have to be on to trigger it. Where in fact it's actually more dependent on the zombie and the way that the stairs are put together than more or less like I said, a magic pixel. So in this video, I'm going to do a more in-depth view and try to explain things so you can hopefully do things more consistently. So one of the first things you want to look at is how the game's actually put together. Um, Stairs in particular aren't exactly how you think they are. They're more or less a bunch of rectangles put together to where the character goes up and down the top edges of it. These top edges depend on where the character actually is, and the animation kind of goes within it. If it's above the rectangle, the character kind of moves down. Um, if you go beyond the rectangle, the programmer just has no idea where you are, and there's a large reason to why out of bounds is actually working in this game. Now the green rectangle is on here is me trying to simulate so that you could visually see what's going on. They're just representations. They're by no means accurate. It's just a regular idea so that you can grasp the concept. The next thing you want to look at is the bite animation. When the zombie's crawling towards you, there's only one animation. The character has 2 feet, but only one animation. So what ends up happening is the zombie, no matter where the character is, will always bite the right leg. If he goes for the left leg, he just magically slides the character over to the right leg animation. So putting these two things together, we can kind of start getting a setup going. This picture illustrates basically the skeleton of the character with the blue line being, the vertebrae, the green line being the front foot, the left leg, and the orange line being the right leg, back leg, and also the one that the animation goes for. Since you know that the right leg is always the back leg, what you want to aim for is putting the left foot halfway over the step. You'll know if you're too far down the step if the zombie just starts slapping you down repeatedly. Ultimately, what you're aiming for is to have the zombie as close as possible to your forward leg, which is your left leg, so that when he starts the lunge animation, it's actually pushing you forward past where what you would see the purple line would be, which would be past where the auto correction is. If you can get past the auto correction to where it lowers you down, then that's when you end up getting unlocked and unmapped from the world. And at this point, you could start airwalking. A couple things to look out for is if your character is facing too much to the left or too much to the railing, this zombie can actually pop up and bite you instead of going towards your feet. Again, if you end up doing that, you're actually running into the wall, which makes it harder for the animation to bug out. So now that we know the technique behind it, we'll watch the video again. I'll try to explain it as it's going. What I'm trying to do is move the zombie into position. The best way to do it is to just get on the right hand, whichever direction you want it to go, and just go on the lower half of it, and then you can actually steer the zombie that way. So then I end up getting to the edge of the step. The zombie is also at the edge of the step, and it starts lunging. And because of that, I'm actually able to get past where the correction zone is, because of how the animation always goes towards the back leg, and he was lunging towards the left leg. One thing to note is that you have to be a certain height for this animation to happen. Um, if you're too high or too low, it just simply won't happen. What you can end up doing is you can end up going back on the railing, walking up and down the railing. It'll autocorrect you on top of the railing, and then just find the sweet spot for the height. And that's pretty much it. I hope that this video helped you understand a little bit better on how to do this more consistently. If it has, feel free to subscribe. Thank you.